Ryan here, and welcome to my Leaving Cert predictions for religious education for 2026. So, just to do a quick breakdown the actual exam and what it's going to look like for those who are uncertain. First off, the exam is broken down into 4 units. The first unit is worth 80 marks, and that is from Section A, the search meaning, the mandatory section, the only mandatory section in the entire course. After that is Unit 2. We have you have to choose between 2 or 3 sections, whether it be Section B, Christianity, Section C, World Religions, Section D, Moral Decision Making. So 2 of those 3 sections have to be chosen. And because of the amendments for the 2026 Leaving Cert, you will have 3 questions in each of those sections. You have to do 2. And again, out of those 3 sections, you also have to do 2 as well. So hopefully most of you are aware of that. But if anyone's uncertain, please follow other guides. And again, don't be afraid to contact me for further information. And Unit 3 is your elective, which you would have likely started recently with your teacher, or maybe last year, depending on how you looked at these things. But that is going to be either one of those 4 sections. So it's either going to be Section E, Religion and Gender, Section F, Justice and Peace, Section G, Prayer and Ritual, and Section H, the Bible and Literature. So one of those 4 sections will be covered under your elective. That is the only part where you usually might see an 80-mark question come up instead of a 40-mark or 2 20-mark questions. But having said that, that's only seeing based on what we've seen in previous trends. Doesn't mean the exams are not restricted to any certain rules. Now, lastly, your journal work, which likely you are finishing in a moment or maybe have finished already. That is worth another 80 marks or 20% of your overall grade. So the exam paper itself is worth 320 marks. The journal work means you have overall 400 marks to gain. Now, don't think for 1 second that means you get an extra 20 marks off the top just by doing a good project. Usually you might only get 4 or 5% extra if you look at the maths. So a good journal will be the difference between a grade barrier. So it's always important to make sure a good journal is done well to ensure your grades are guaranteed. Recently with the online booklets, they've gotten easier to kind of make sure they're done properly and of course organized in structure. So hopefully you're okay with your project right now. Now, moving on to the actual prediction. So like I said, Section A, the search meaning, the only mandatory section in the actual course. Now, one of the most popular trends over the past few years is seeing which philosopher will come up. This is one of the most important and most frequently asked question, which philosopher do I likely think will come up? But recently, as you may have known yourselves, from the mock exams, for Examcraft and DEB, neither exam paper actually had a proper philosophy question, which I thought was very interesting. So this could be the year they might actually have one. Maybe there's some ideas going on there. We don't know. But it's highly unlikely, I think, in my opinion, to see not a philosopher question pop up. The only thing, the main thing to point out is that none of the philosophers are guaranteed to pop up. There's no set in stone place where they are said they have to pop up, nor is there any requirement to the course. It's just because it's such a big part of Section A that they usually and likely do ask at least one philosophy question. So bear in mind, before you carry on with any more further predictions, before I start commenting on the predictions in front of me, this is more so just a component of what my own reviews were, seeing what trends have happened in the past few years, what topics have come up most recently, what topics haven't, and more so importantly as well, what's going on in the current world that might inspire a certain topic. So bear in mind, a lot of these subjects are designed, and these exams are designed with what is very relative and important to what's going on right now in the world. But having said that, take none of these predictions as canon, take none of these predictions as guarantees. Last year I made this video, and although a few of my essays were predicted correctly, not all of them were, and in some cases, 1 or 2 sections, thankfully only 1 or 2, there was next to none of my predictions. But in this case, Section A thankfully was quite accurate, so let's hope I have a similar result this year too. So please do not take these predictions as actual canon. Okay, starting off. So for our philosophers, just look at the current trends. The sophists came up last year in 2025, and I predicted that correctly, as they had not come up prior to that since 2019. Aristotle, of our Greek philosophers, is therefore the one with the longest time period without possibly coming up in exams since 2021. Plato came up in 2023, and Socrates, as you can see, came up in 24 and 2020. I'm not saying these are the only years these guys come up, but more in recent trends, the most 5 or 6 years, these are the ones who come up more frequently. So, do I think one of the Greek philosophers will pop up? Just bear in mind, just because the sophists came up last year does not mean remotely that they won't pop up again this year. There is no, again, frequent trend amongst these exams. Usually I could definitely say maybe a 2-year gap at most is when you should maybe look at. But having said that, there's no reason why they couldn't ask the same question 2 years in a row. So bear that in mind. Having said that, what do I think? I reckon you might see maybe a non-Greek philosopher coming up this year. The Christian philosophers haven't come up in 2020, 2022 as you can see. And the Enlightenment or secular movement came up to about last year. And then the humanist philosophers come up in 2023. I reckon one of those may make an appearance again because they're more unique. And again, sometimes it might be different for the examiners to take a break from the Greek philosophers. So just bear that in mind. But having said that, I will say it is quite hard to say. If it is going to be Greek one, possibly, quite possibly Aristotle, but I would have a weird feeling that it may be a non-Greek philosopher. I could be wrong, but I'd just say cover those elements and cover Aristotle in quite good detail, which would probably be one of my areas of advice. Now, other areas in Section 8 have been absent for more than 5 years. There's probably other ones I may have missed, so if there is, do not be afraid to kind of look over that too. But just to bear in mind what are frequently absent over the past 5 years. So rites of passages and myths, which is part of Section A 3.1, has been absent for over 5 years. Now, there has been myths asked, and back in 2022, there was actually 2 myth questions based on the idea of how myths shaped former societies. But rites of passages associated with ancient civilizations and myths have not been asked. So I'd say keep an eye on that topic and see if that potentially has a possibility coming back up. Also, interpretations of God, so the idea of the prophetic, the mystical, the poetic, the aesthetic, and the holy aspects of how people interpret their gods is a potential candidate question to come up this year as well. That would be quite a nice question. Although the words seem a bit strange at times, they're actually very much an accessible question, because all you have to realistically do is give examples of where you see people today working like prophets, where you see in certain religions how prayer works in a kind of mystical sense, and of course in areas like poetry or the areas of holy, you see how rituals and maybe songwriter or poetry writing has actually made an impact in pop culture. So it's a nice question I should get, so hopefully we might see that one. Having said that, we've seen iterations of that question come up in the past few years, so images of God in general, so we don't know if that will come up again in its own standard question. One question I think is a strong chance of popping up, and this is on at least one of the mocks, if not 2 if I'm correct, with the contemporary search for meaning. So this is where probably likely the first topic you might cover with your teacher back in 5th year, assuming they go by a course, and this is where you cover your maybe a film or a piece of art or maybe a book that has a significant meaning to the people today, or maybe one that has a religious meaning as well. So I reckon that question has a strong chance of coming up, since it hasn't actually popped up since the 2010s. I think it was 2019 or 2018 when the last made an appearance. So I think that's a strong possibility of showing up this year. So I would, if I was a betting person, I would likely say this one, but again, I wouldn't put all my money on the one chip in this case. Also, blocks to the search meaning is something that has not come up in a few years also, and again, quite a topical question right now, what's going on in the world. Bear in mind, current trends are a big influence in these exams, so areas of issues of war, issues of a lack of peace, a lack of injustice is a big topical issue, so maybe something about finding meaning in this difficult world might be a common theme in this exam. So just keep an eye on those 2 topics especially. They would be my current predictions for Section A, other than the philosophers. Now, moving on to Section B. Now, because some of you may not be doing this section, feel free to skip ahead. This topic will basically be about how Christianity is formed. So the idea of Jesus with conflict is something, and with conflict with authority is something I think has a strong chance of coming up. So there's always some form of Jesus question or Palestine question that pose up in some shape or form, whether it's the Jewish groups, whether it's the Roman authorities in a conflict with Palestinians, or it's the idea of Jesus and his life. So there's always some question on the actual history of this time period. And this year, I reckon, it could have something to do with Jesus and the conflict with authority, whether that be the Roman authorities or whether that be the Jewish authorities. Just because, again, with the idea of the importance of standing up for ourselves and kind of going against oppressive groups, I think this is a strong possibility of making an appearance. Christology writers was another one that was actually on one of the mock papers, and if I'm not correct, it was also in both mock papers. This is something again that has been absent for a couple of years. Some students dislike this one, but if you're covering both this topic, Section B, and Section E in religion and gender, if you look at the likes of Elizabeth Johnson, you are covering 2 essays basically through 2 different one essay through 2 different sections, so killing 2 birds with 1 stone. So I would encourage looking over this topic. Some students don't like it, but for those who do understand there's a benefit of covering Elizabeth Johnson and how she covers 2 areas, there's again maybe a bit less study for that one. Messianic expectations, so the Davidic, priestly and prophetic interpretations of the Messiah from the Jewish group in Palestine. That's another one I think is another possibility coming up, and again another kind of historical type essay. Now, another potential question, going back to our Section A, is Jesus in contemporary culture. Although it's probably unlikely to ask both a contemporary culture question, and then a Jesus in contemporary culture question. Just bear in mind, hypothetically, if they did, I would just advise and bear in mind that you could actually use similar examples you used in your Section A question on the contemporary culture as you would in this one. So say, for example, use something like Passion of the Christ or Shawshank Redemption, looking at imagery of Jesus in those films, if any at all, and comparing them to how they are seen by the world today. And if you saw my notes in this actual section in exam revision, how I talked about satirical interpretation of Christ through the Family Guy film and other aspects of shows such as Simpsons or South Park, the more satirical, ironic views of Jesus could also be used for your contemporary culture question, Section A. And again, if they both came up, you cannot get marked down for using the same examples and different answers. Just bear that in mind. Now, Worship and rituals as well, kind of something connected to rites. Again, whether this comes up or not, it's always a good thing to have. Knowing religions, their practices, their rituals is, on off the top of your head, is always an important thing to do. It's then section B, Christianity is no different. I'd always advise this as well, of course, with section C, your Islam as well. On that note, moving on to section C, I reckon some of the main topics that possibly come up. I predicted this for a few years now, and something about the development and patterns of change in society is something I'm surprised not have seen, especially with everything going on in Ireland regarding the controversies of immigration and migration. But this is something I think that has actually a strong potential coming up because, again, it helps recognise the importance of pluralism and community development. And again, you could bring in groups here such as, say, St. Vincent de Paul, the Muslim Sisters of Era, the Buddhist Temple in Dublin. These are some of the things you can actually comment on and how these things have changed and shaped Dublin's kind of multicultural society. So that's the essential question I think has a strong chance of popping up. In addition to that, as I said here, actually twice accidentally, challenges to the faith. So what different religions have actually experienced as challenges, whether it's more modern, whether it's more historical, whether it's things such as anti-Semitism, Islamophobia, and also challenges the Christian churches face in Ireland. That is something I think is a potential chance of coming up. Last year I had predicted correctly the interfaith dialogue, and that came up last year. And interfaith dialogue has come up quite frequently in the past few years, especially everything going on with Israel-Palestine. So I don't think it's likely to last 2 years in a row. But having said that, I still recommend looking over things such as challenges to the faith because I do think because faith has become so controversial right now and how religions have been used to wage wars in some shape or form, I reckon it has a strong chance that we could see some sort of question commenting on challenges faiths actually struggle with. Going back to my second point here, primal religions, which is a relatively frequently asked question in section C, usually popping up every 3 or 4 or 5 years. And again, it was predicted on the mocks both this year and I believe last year as well. It did not come up in the 2025 paper, so I reckon there's a chance to pop up this year as well. Bear in mind, although it's a very nice question for some people, it may be phrased in a different way. One year, if I recall correctly, the primal religions question was blended with the sacred and profane question. So that is something to keep in mind, that sometimes these questions, these topics can be blended together. That might seem daunting at first, but basically it's a case of combining your notes together. Now, the other topic I think has a potential possibility showing up is the vision of salvation between faiths, how different faiths understand the idea of salvation, how it works through their own prayers and rituals. So again, the basic idea when it comes to section C, the best and most foolproof way to have your exam, have that section covered well, and at least have 1 if not 2 questions covered, is to ensure you know at least 2 religions in good detail regarding their origins, their main rituals, and maybe some of the rite of passages. And at least that way you're going to cover yourself mostly for at least 1 if not 2 section C questions and possibly and potentially a section A question as well. So just be conscious again of killing multiple birds with one stone there. Okay, moving on then to section D. Now, unfortunately, I was actually quite happy with my predictions last year for section D, as most of them showed up, and I thought it was one of the nicest section D papers I've ever seen last year. My apologies for the mistake here to date, but the topics that didn't come up were things such as that I predicted were aspects of fundamentalism and relativism at D.3.1, civil authority and religious authority, and of course general moral decision making and crime and punishment connected to moral maturity. I'd also think this year has a strong chance of seeing the ancient morality or meaning morality D.11, where you look at Hebrew, Greek or Roman morality. So I think those topics have a strong chance of popping up, as it's not popped up for a couple of years. Religion morality in general, again, it's one thing I just say, a foolproof way of making sure you have section D covered. They're always going to have some connection to a religious and moral aspect. Although this section is quite open, it's quite broad, it doesn't always have to connect back to religion. I would encourage that you would look at a moral code or moral chart in a religion in quite good detail to ensure you have this topic covered in all areas. The other area I'd say is the meaning of morality, so looking at morality from human phenomena. Again, that's usually a nice question, hasn't popped up since 2022 if I'm correct in saying, and usually that question consists of how areas like charity or law or education are aspects of morality that are unique features to humanity. So again, an important topic that could be important today, especially considering the issues going on of finding meaning in a very challenging world today. Now, probable questions for 2026 regarding the elective topics. So either section E, F, G or H. Section E, religion and gender. The mocks, at least for DEB, predicted the biology, philosophy, psychology and sociology question and only given an 80-mark question. Last year, if I recall correctly, they had no 80-mark questions, but that does not mean by any means they're going to repeat that same system again this year. So I reckon it will be either the biology, philosophy, psychology question or the founders of religious orders, social reformers, religious writers, spiritual thinkers questions. But again, with section E, the one benefit to it is only a handful of actual essays they could ask. Just be conscious that a section E requires you to have a lot of still good details and examples to back up your points. It seems like a very easy section, but it actually is quite broad and would penalise you greatly for being very general and not being quite specific about areas of development in religion and in gender throughout our society. So be conscious that you're giving clear facts, clear dates, clear statistics when you can to make sure your facts are standing out to the person next to you. Section F, I'm predicting 3 topics, either just war theory, fair play and retribution, or greening. Fair play and retribution came up in the DEB mock. Just war theory hasn't come up since 2022. And again, because it's focused on, again, these exams are sometimes based on what's going on in the current world, and everything going on, of course, in Israel, Palestine, now Iran and America, it is a potential topic. Last time it came up was back in 2022, when the Ukraine and Russia war had begun. So again, these examiners do tend to base their content on what is relevant and what's going on in the world today. Lastly, greening. Although as frequently they ask about environmental questions, the specific topic of greening has not come up for a certain number of years, so I'd recommend looking over that. Section G. Now, the one thing to remember with Section G is, even though these predictions are more so based on recent trends, Section G, like I said for Section C, if you know at least one religion in good detail regarding its form of meditation or prayers or rituals, or in this case, its basis, you tend to have a lot of the areas covered and likely have at least one question, if not 2 questions covered. Now, when it comes to Section G, meditation is a big part of it, and again, that has not been asked for a number of years. And again, meditation can also be brought back into your interpretations of God question, the ideas of mystical. So if you're studying that area of mystical, the Buddhist meditation, the Salat prayer, the Rosary, that is something that can actually cross over, hopefully, and make your studying a bit easier by looking at 2 subjects and 1 topic. 2 sections and 1 topic. And lastly, however, Section H. Now, this is the most unanswered question in the actual course based on exam reports for a couple of years ago. But if you are looking at this section, the Synoptic Gospels, Bible as a Classic, and Information Hebrew Scriptures, I'm not going to lie, that's the only prediction based on the most recent years. It's not the section I'm most familiar with in terms of essays. It's the one I usually avoid because there's the most essays. But if you are doing that section, best of luck. And again, there's something I've noticed based on have not come up in the past years. The Synoptic Gospels was a question based on one of the mocks, as was the Bible as a Classic. And the Formation of Hebrew Scriptures, again, basically everything going on in the world with anti-Semitism, there could be an issue area where Hebrew Scriptures in this formation question could connect to the idea of interfaith dialogue and unification of religions. Hopefully you found those predictions helpful. If you have any further questions, please contact me at thebcteaching@gmail.com and I'll hopefully answer any questions you may have. Best luck at your Leaving Cert, and make sure you look for more of my revision videos on exam revision. They're currently offering a 40% discount, so see link below attached in the next slides. Thank you.